Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah. Welcome back to another Pokemon video. This is going to be the last one with the team that we've been using recently. Kartana is going to be the Life Orb Pokemon again. I think I've tested a little bit on Showdown with Life Orb and Focus Sash, and I think I like Life Orb a little bit more just for Dynamax. It just does a little bit more damage. I haven't been Dynamaxing Kartana very often though. I've been bringing it in the back a lot. Just kind of cover like... Oh, that's right, the season resets. I'm gonna grab those mystery gifts. But yeah, let's get some wins. Great Ball tier 9. Let's get back into Master Ball tier, and we'll go from there. So Kartana Life Orb is gonna be the final day with this team, and then I think I might use Metagross Life Orb. I also have been thinking about using potentially Thunderous Life Orb because I think I want something to counter like Tapu Fini, because I really don't have a good Tapu Fini counter outside of my own Tapu Fini, which isn't great. You don't really want to counter something with itself most of the time. Kind of want a grass Pokemon or a steel Pokemon to kind of cover for that. But so it's Sun here with Ninetales and Venusaur, Dragapult as well, Incineroar also, and Comfey. So I think Rotom has to come here, like just outright. It can burn Dragapult. It can burn Dragapult. It can Nasty Plot in front of Comfey. It can obviously hit Corviknight really hard, and it hits Venusaur and Sun really hard with Max Flare or Overheat, so I think Rotom has to come. I could lead Rotom, actually. It's not a bad lead option here. I think Dusclops Rotom looks pretty good up front, but I also think him on top of Moltres looks pretty good as well. Looks like a pretty solid lead option. I'm just a little scared of like a Scarf or a Specs Ninetales, which is why I want to lead Dusclops Rotom. I think that'd be a really pretty good option. Or I could leave Feedy Rotom and switch into Dusclops turn 1. I think I like this as a lead, or just as a bring. I can max Moltres in the back if I need to. I can also just Fiery Wrath in this late game. I think would be a decent option as well. I don't know. Yeah, Trick Room going up's not a huge deal for me. So Comfey's okay. Comfey's probably activating a Dragapult weakness policy. So, and Fake Out doesn't really hit Comfey anyway. So I think this looks pretty good, I think. Because this lets my... Oh, I guess I am Levitate Rotom, so I guess I could get Slept turn 1 with Sleep Powder. So maybe I should have led him on top. I forgot about that. But Tapu Fini covers for the Comfey Dragapult turn 1. So I really don't want to get hit with a +2 Max Phantasm into Tapu Fini and just lose it. Okay, it is Ninetales Venusaur. My guess is probably Sleep Powder comes out here. Fini's not great to have against Sun, but I really didn't want to get hit with Dragapult, so if I needed to max Fini right away, I could have. The good news is that Dusclops can't get slept now when I switch it in for... I could actually... I really don't want to get hit with Grass Move here, though, on Fini either. So I think I switch into Dusclops and max Flare the Venusaur, or I could Nasty Plot as well, but I really don't want to get Sleep Powdered. I mean, either way, right? Like, if I don't want to max Flare because I'll just get smacked. Do I want to Overheat or do I want a Nasty Plot? I probably want to Overheat first, right? I'm going to Overheat. Let's see what they could have in the back. They could have probably Corviknights in the back with Incineroar would be my guess. Yeah, that makes some sense. Comfey also makes sense in the back here. I'm just going to Overheat anyway. If they want to switch in Incineroar, that's fine. You're going to take a... Oh, they withdraw Ninetales, okay. When they switch in Comfey, okay, cool. Unless it's a double switch, which I don't think it can, because Venusaur's probably running, it's probably, it's Wide Lens Venusaur, that's really not good, it could Sleep Powder me. Oh, he's maxing Venusaur turn 1, that's perfect for me. Because I'm just going to get an Overheat into this thing, and it's just going to, not, I don't think it'll fall, but it's going to do a lot of damage. It's not Focus Sash. This should be G-Max Vine Lash then. Or maybe Max Ooze into Rotom. But like either one I'm okay with. He can't Max Quake me because I'm Levitate, obviously. I'm A-okay with him not choosing to Sleep Powder here. Max Ooze is the play. And it probably goes into Fini? Yeah, perfect. So good switch from me. Dusclops eats the Max Ooze very well. And this is going to do a lot of damage. This is an 130 base power stab move in Sun. And it's super effective. This might just O-code... Ah, that's a brutal miss, I'm not going to lie. I'm still in good shape here. What do I want to do here? Probably Nightshade the Comfey. Get rid of, oh, it's Berry Berry, so it's not Focus Sash, but shoot. I mean, I'm not in too much of trouble here. I could just Haze, actually. Get rid of any special attack boosts they get. And Overheat again? That's a really big Overheat miss, because I mean, I think that just OHKOs Venusaur outright. Ah, now you can ally switch. Yeah, that's a struggle. That would have been a big Overheat hit. GX Vine Lash should go into Dusclops. Yeah, makes sense. It's really not doing much damage, though. My Vine Lash is going to be a problem, but, like, if I can get rid of this Venusaur sooner rather than later, then I'll be in a good spot. I do connect on Overheat this time. This should do a lot to Comfey. Oh, it just drops it. Okay, perfect. I don't think that's a critical hit. I think Comfey just doesn't take that very well. Yeah, Rotom just picks up a KO. Very nice. I could switch into... Oh, and Haze gets rid of my special attack drop as well, so I can just Overheat again this turn, which is really, really strong. I didn't even really consider that, but I mean, it's a huge bonus. I was gonna switch Rotom out, but I don't have to because I get rid of the I get rid of his special attack boost and I get rid of my special attack drop. Now the question is, do I need Dusclops here? I don't think I do. I think I let Dusclops go down here, and I kind of want to max Rotom like right now. Like Rotom's in a really, really good spot where like it can't really be hit by either of these Pokemon, and there's no reason for me not to just max Flare here, right? So I think what I want to do is Pain Split Incineroar. Because I think he's going to try to fake out Rotom, but there's no reason for me to not max Rotom here. Because we know that he has Ninetales and Incineroar left, and this Venusaur, he might max Guard here, but like, what are you really accomplishing with that, you know? So I want to Pain Split. I'm just going to make sure I got my turn right. Pain Split Incineroar and max Overheat into Venusaur. Max Guard means I take a bit more chip, but like I said, I think he just fakes out into Rotom here. So I don't think there's any reason for me to not just max Flare. Him maxing Venusaur is big because, like, Venusaur was a problem without max, but he didn't really have another max target. He didn't bring another max target. Like, his plan was always to max Venusaur here. I need to make sure I have my Dynamax candies. I don't know if I do. Yeah, he fakes out Rotom here, and that's why I had maxed Rotom, because like I figured he would fake out. He Vine Lashes, he doesn't guard, so this should KO Venusaur here. And that's why I had no problem with letting Dusclops go down, because I'm okay trading Venusaur for Dusclops. Like that's an okay trade, because Rotom now just goes to work in this late game. Like Rotom plus Moltres just looks really, really, really good here. I think I don't want to bring in Tapu Fini. I kind of want to wait for Rain to go down before I bring in Tapu Fini, because I think Moltres plus Rotom can kind of deal with Ninetales here, and then I can, because Sun should end in a couple turns, and then Fini just comes in and clicks Scald and everything. So this is looking pretty good. Probably want to go. I could get greedy and go for Nasty Plot. I don't really think there's any reason to do that. I think I just Fiery Wrath and probably max Lightning into Ninetales is better here. It might be a little bit better to go for Flare, but Heat Wave comes out in Sun. That's not doing a ton of damage as long as it doesn't it doesn't burn Moltres, which is really good. Fire Wrath comes out. I'm not concerned about Incineroar at all, because we know that Tapu Fini can take it on later. Hopefully this picks up a KO in the Ninetales. It might not, but yeah, it does do enough to pick up a KO on Ninetales. So, first game of the day should be a win. Tapu Fini should just be able to Scald Incineroar once the sun goes away. So, not too bad our first game. Dynamax Rotom is just super strong against Sun teams, especially if they Dynamax Incineroar. It's just ridiculously strong. Or if they Dynamax Venusaur, sorry, not Incineroar. If they Dynamax Venusaur, Rotom just is incredibly strong against Sun teams because it just can't be touched. So yeah, it's just, and I Dynamaxed it when I did to avoid, like I said, the fake out. And yeah, you just can't touch Dynamax Rotom in a lot of these scenarios. I kind of want an Nasty Plot here, but like I don't really see the reason, because like Fini cleans up anyway. Do I Lightning or do I Flare? Lightning, right? Yeah, because I get a 1.5 from Sun, but then Lightning. Okay, they just forfeit. So, like I said, there was no way back for my opponent there. Fini just cleans up in the end game once Sun goes away. So, we'll take that. Solid win for the first game of the day. We'll play one more with this team, and that'll be it for today. Probably a shorter episode. Oh shoot, there's one thing I wanted to do. I wanted to move my face cam so you could see the health bars. That's my fault. Let me move it here. There we go. Yeah, I'll check the battle team. There's Eject Pack Ninetales. Interesting. And it had Heat Wave and Overheat. I'm not sure about that one, but okay. Oh, eject pack so it could eject out after over. Okay, that makes sense. After overheat, that makes sense. Okay. Weakness policy, Corviknight, which is pretty cool, but bulk up, Tailwind, body press, Brave Bird. That's pretty interesting, but I think Rotom would have just walled it, which is why they didn't want to bring it. Babiri Comfey, Incineroar obviously with a Citrus, Darkest Lariat instead of Taunt, makes sense. Wide Lens, Venusaur, Sleep Powder, Solar Beam, Sludge Bomb, Earth Power. That's pretty standard. But like I said, maxing Venusaur there was like, as soon as I didn't have to worry about sleep, I was in great shape. Because I think the only way they were going to win that was putting Rotom to sleep, and they really didn't have any good damage output against Rotom at all. So, Lum Dragapult, Psychic Fangs, Protect, Dragon Darts, Phantom Force, and I think they really needed to bring this against my Rotom. It would have really put in work, but I was really scared of the, like I said, I was really scared of the Comfey weakness policy stuff, but they didn't end up having that. Trick Room, Ally Switch Full, Healing, Draining Kiss. Yeah, that's a bit annoying, but let's move on to our second game and see if we can get an opponent and get rolling with it. Get our first points of the new season. Starting off pretty strong. Yeah, let's see who we can. Let's see what this team is. Let's see. Regigigas Weezing. So this is, I instantly know my lead for this. It's Kartana Hitmontop every time. And the reason I have Hitmontop, which doesn't, it might not seem normal to like a lot of people to have like a Hitmontop on this kind of team, but I have Feint on Hitmontop with Assault Vest, which is one of the main reasons I bring it. Or is one of the main reasons I have Assault Vest, as outside of like, you know, instead of Citrus or something with Recovery or like Eject Button or something like that, is because Feint actually breaks Protect on Weezing, and I can just neutralize a Regigigas Weezing like straight away with Feint plus Steel Spike into Weezing. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't really consider. Otherwise, Kartana looks really strong here too. Outside of Landorus, which I need to bring Tapu Fini for, and then I think, do I? Kartana kind of deals with it all right, and so does Dusclops in this endgame. I think I need Fini for both for Urshifu as well, though. So I'm gonna bring Tapu Fini, and I kind of want to bring Dusclops, but I also kind of want to bring Rotom to deal with Rillaboom. Yeah, Dusclops doesn't look great here, honestly, because, yeah, I mean, yeah, Urshifu just scares me a little bit. I really don't want to get hit by Urshifu. If I get Dusclops out of, I can't switch in Dusclops on Urshifu, right? So I think, yeah, my Rotom's bulky. We'll bring it. I think this is an okay choice because, like I said, it gives me a little bit of cover. It really only hits Rillaboom. Rotom does. Whereas Dusclops kind of gives me a bit more, like, leverage against, like, you know, a Landorus or something like that. But I think this is okay. But the reason I wanted to bring Rotom too was just in case they lead, like, Incineroar or Lecky, I want to have, like, a second Dynamax option in Rotom. Which is exactly what they lead. They lead Landorus or Lecky. So I don't think I want to max here. I think I just want to go for Fake Out into Landorus, and I could actually just Fake Out a Lucky, but we do drop the Landorus' attack, which makes me think that it's not going to max, which is good. So I kind of want to Fake Out Landorus and go for Leaf Blade. He could Okami with Specs Thunderbolt though, which is what I'm a little scared of. So I can't. Yeah, I'm going to Fake Out this Lucky and Leaf Blade it. And just see how much that does. My guess is that Landorus switches out here actually into something, or maybe a Lucky switches out. I feel like one of the two will switch out, but I feel like I probably want to cycle Intimidates on my Kartana. So either Landorus U-turns here, or it just hard switches would be my guess. I don't think it maxes at -1. It doesn't make a lot of sense versus what I have. Hitmontop's Fake Out pressure is really strong too. That's why I wanted to bring it as well. Like if they led something like this. They do withdraw Lucky, which makes sense, but I'm going to get a lot of damage into something here. Weezing comes in. That makes sense. I'm going to get a... Oh, wait, it's a double switch. Okay, fine. That's good with me. Every day of the week here. Is it Regigigas? It is Regigigas. Okay, that's fine with me. We're going to get a ton of damage, and he doesn't know that I have Feint, so I can just stop this Regigigas right in his tracks next turn. Yeah, for sure. I think that should KO. Weezing is a little bulky, but I think Max Steel Spike should KO. With Feint. So I'm going to Feint and Max Steel Spike. Yeah, that makes the most sense here, I think. This should do a lot of damage. And if he burns my Kartana, like, I can always just Feint the Weezing again next turn and just stop the Regigigas again. I I'm a little concerned about a Lucky in this endgame, just based on what I have, but, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I need to make it through these turns with Kartana, like, intact and pretty healthy. Kartana is Dynamax Candied, which is good. Should max Gigas here. Yeah, that makes sense. And this is where Feint and Hitmontop just, it just does so much work because they just don't expect it. Like, clearly, they're Dynamaxing Gigas thinking, okay, we're going to get at least one turn to max here without having to worry about, like, Weezing going down. Like, we can protect Weezing this turn, and, like, it can live anything from Kartana through Protect, which normally it could, but it's not going to get to Protect because Hitmontop's going to feint it and do some damage. It actually doesn't Protect, which makes me kind of scared. I think it might go for Will-O-Wisp, which is a little concerning. But I'm going to get the defense boost, so that's good. We don't quite KO, which is a little worrying. This might be Max Strike and a Hitmontop, actually. Let's see what they go for. It is Max Strike, and it should be in Hitmontop. Yeah. We live it, though, which is really good. It should be Will-O-Wisp into Kartana. Yeah, that's fine. So we have my Kartana's attack for essentially their Weezing, basically, and their Gigas. Like, their Gigas isn't really going to do much damage now. I actually kind of want to save Hitmontop for. Do I think? Okay, the question here is, do I think that Kartana KOs through Protect here? And I don't think it does. So I'm going to switch it out into Rotom here, and I could max. My guess is he just max strikes again to Hitmontop, or maybe max Quakes into Hitmontop. Actually, max Quake would be ideal. So let me make sure I switch into Rotom, because if he max Quakes, then I don't take that. Like, I don't have to worry about it. And I probably want to Steel Spike into Weezing just to get the defense boost, just in case he, you know, he actually switches Weezing out, which is kind of crazy. Regigigas' Slow Start's going to activate. And I get the Intimidate, so this is not going to do barely any damage. That doesn't make any sense at all. And Landorus comes in. So, like, Landorus isn't obviously going to take anything at all from this because I'm -1 and I'm -2 now and burned. But, like realistically, like, what is the Gigas doing now this turn? Like, it's not doing much damage, and Rotom gets a defense boost as well. And I'm still faster, which is kind of crazy. It struck me, and I'm still faster. So it makes me think it's Adamant Gigas? Oh, no, it's Slow Start. That's right, that's right. Slow Start activated. My fault, my fault. Get a defense boost, and I do actually a decent chunk of damage to Landorus. And it is Max Strike. It should be into Rotom. Yeah, that makes sense. Shouldn't do much damage. Yeah, -1 and Slow Started is not doing much damage at all. So we're kind of trading maxes here, but like this is okay. In the Gigas game, like, I'm okay like letting Regigigas just sit on the field, and I think he's okay letting my Kartana sit on the field right now. But the thing is, I can now max Overgrowth. Ooh, I could also Nasty Plot here. That's not a bad play at all, actually. Nasty Plotting Rotom, because he really can't do anything. I really want to max Steel Spike again, honestly. I don't think that's a bad play at all. That covers for Weezing coming back in. It covers for Landorus switch. Let's say for Landorus, or I guess it covers for Landorus staying in and going for like Rock Slide. So it covers for him staying in and going for Earthquake. And like my Rotom has a Citrus Berry, and I'm gonna have +2 defense. So like, there's no reason for me to not Nasty Plot here. I don't think. I could also burn the Landorus, but like, the main threat is a Lucky in the back here, and that's what I need to be careful about. Stone Edge is the play. I thought I'd have Rock Slide. I still live it. He doesn't get a crit, which is really, really big, because I should live a Max Strike from Gigas now, especially at +2. Is he faster than me? No, I should be faster. Yeah, cool. So I should live a Max Strike from Gigas, but it's not looking great, because Landorus now can KO me with Stone Edge next turn. Yeah. Max Darkness into Rotom. That's definitely not going to KO. He does drop my special defense, but I'm not too worried about that. I'm +2 defense, +2 special attack. I'm okay with Gigas just chilling on the field right now. This is where I really wish I had Protect Rotom instead of Will-O-Wisp. Because I could just Protect and like Leaf Blade here. Gigas goes down, which is good. The really good thing about Hitmontop in this late game is I think when I bring it in for free, I can Endeavor something, but I'm not sure. I really want to overheat into the Landorus slot and switch to Tapu Fini, because I think that puts me in a really, really good spot. And he has no reason to Stone Edge, and he has no reason to not Stone Edge into Rotom, and I guess Giga Impact, but he wouldn't Giga Impact. He's probably gonna high horsepower into my Fini here, right? Misty Surge comes out. Let's see what this Landorus wants to do. It's Stone Edging, and it hits again, which is a little frustrating, but that's gonna KO Rotom for sure. That's fine. Rotom goes down. It should be high horsepower. Oh, it's knockoff. Okay, that makes sense. That's a good play. It's not gonna do damage, but it's a good. Yeah, it's doing more damage to itself than it's really doing at this point. I really want to bring in Hitmontop and Fake Out. Is that the right play here? No, I think I bring in Kartana and Leaf Blade. Oh, that's not the right move, is it? Because now I have to take a. I could just detect, but no, like I think Leaf Blading into the Geekus makes a lot of sense with Scald into the other slot. My guess is it switches out into Eleki here. I'm actually going to Cycle Intimidates here. I'm going to switch out into Hitmontop now. And Scald into Landorus. Because I feel like Landorus probably goes after Fini here, would be my guess. He still has Weezing in the back, which is a little annoying. He has all 4 of his Pokemon left, which is a little concerning. Like, I don't feel like I've done enough damage to this point. I don't know how much damage output he has, though. I just feel like I've not done enough damage to this point. Like, I need to start doing damage with Fini. Oh, it's Fly. Ah. That's not good. Let's knock off into Hitmontop. That KOs, which is great. Ah, it crits through both the attack drops. I was going to say, I didn't think that double attack drop slow start Gigas would KO from 17 HP. That's why I switched in Hitmontop, but I mean, fair play. That's a big crit though. Like that's a big one. Well, let's see. Do I Smart Strike? Do I Sacred Sword? Do I Leaf Blade here? I probably Leaf Blade, try to hope for a crit. Does Sacred Sword also have a high crit rate? The target stat changes don't affect. Oh, so it's like Darkest Lariat. Okay. I think I Leaf Blade here. It's pretty strong, and I don't really want to KO Gigas this turn, so I'm just gonna Scald into Landorus here. I don't really think there's any chance that that does some sizable damage, but it should be knock off into Kartana. That's gonna do a lot when it hits me, but it doesn't do too much. Scald should KO. So we've taken 1 KO. There's 1 down. We're gonna need to. The Weezing's not a problem, right? Like, it's not an issue at all. But the Eleki is. I need to end up in a 2v1 against the Eleki, I think is what's gonna. Ooh. That's really not good. I guess it is still -2 this Gigas, right? So, like, we're okay with that. Regieleki comes out, and that makes sense. Like, I really needed him to bring in, Weezing there to, like, really have a chance. I think this is probably Dazzling Gleam. Maybe Muddy Water into both. Hope he misses an Electro Web. Because I can always crit with Leaf Blade. Yeah, we'll Muddy Water. See how we do. Let's test our Muddy Water luck. I mean, our luck hasn't been great. Gigas protects, which is good. Like, I kind of doubled into the Eleki slot, so T-Bolt makes sense. Into Fini also makes sense. Can we get a crit from Kartana? I don't know if that would seal up the game, but it would make it really close. Is that a crit? Yeah, it was a crit, but it's not gonna do enough damage. That's fine. Burn Cortana, it doesn't do, didn't quite cover what I needed it to, so that's all right. I don't really see a way out of this one. I'm just going to, I'll Leaf Blade just, you know, for the last bit of damage, but this should just be Thunderbolt plus, like, Giga Impacts for a KO. Don't see any reason to not go for that if I'm my opponent. But yeah, game 2 wasn't too bad. We did get a little unlucky with the Hitmontop KO, because I think if I'd had Hitmontop and Fake Out pressure on this turn, or on the turn that Hitmontop fainted, I think I would have been in a really good spot instead of having to bring in Kartana. Like, I think I would have been in a really good spot, because I could have faked out whatever came in, whether it be, well, I guess it was a lucky that came in, right? So I would have been in a really good spot, but it is what it is. Yeah. We'll just go for, yeah, I'll just go for Leaf Blade. Let's just play the game out. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed today's episode, then leave a like. And yeah, like I said, this is probably the last video of this exact team that I'm going to be putting out. Like I said, I have that core of 5 that I really want, but I'm not sure what I want to do with the last Pokemon. Kartana's a really strong, just offensive attacker Pokemon, which is, I think, what I want in that slot. I just don't know if Kartana is the exact one that I want. I really like flying types, but I also really want a resistance to Feeny as well, like I was saying. And Kartana is just a really good defensive Pokemon into Feeny. Like, it just walls Feeny really hard, so. But as you can see, it's pretty susceptible to burns. And I could have played that better. I could have switched in Feeny instead of Rotom to take the max strike, and that would have not let Kartana get burned, which probably would have put me in a better spot for the end game. But I also didn't, like, I needed Feeny to take care of Landorus, so. Maybe Rotom wasn't the best bring there. Maybe I should have brought Dusclops. That actually probably would have been better to switch in at some point there. And Nasty Plot, I think, was a little greedy at one point. I went for Nasty Plot, and I probably should have just gone for Overheat. But yeah, next episode will probably be a similar team, but just slightly different. I'll probably be testing, let's look at the box. I want to test a few different Pokemon in that slot. I want to test Metagross. I've got this shiny Metagross that I want to use. I also want to test, what's the other Pokemon? I want to test Cobalion and Virizion in that slot. I think I want to test Latios a little bit. I think it has potential. It's 110 base speed, so that should be interesting. I thought about Dragonite, but I think it's more of a weakness policy and less of a Life Orb user. Especially, like, and if I want a Pokemon strong type Feeny, Latios and Dragonite don't do a ton for me. Like I said, I've thought about Thundurus. I've thought about Spectrier as well. Spectrier might be one that I use in the next episode. Because a Nasty Plot, Shadow Ball, Will-O-Wisp, and then coverage move, whether it be Max Strike or Max Quake, that would be really strong. So I'm thinking about using both of those as well, Thundurus and Spectrier. Actually, Spectrier is probably the one that I'll use in the next episode. So if you guys want to see that, leave a like, and the next episode will be coming out pretty soon. I think probably in the next couple days. I think I have something planned for tomorrow, probably another Henry Stickmin episode. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed, leave a like, and I'll see you in the next video.